Hey, we're above dirt. I'm
Above
happy.
dirt. That's
Any
right.
day above dirt is a good one.
Yep. It rained here a whole bunch of the day, and I
It's
started
rained
off
steady here all day, but nothing like severe. It's just steady, but all day long.
our. I guess that was about 8:30, 9:30 this morning. We had that come through. I seen some damage. They showed some damage over at Wentworth, a bunch of power poles down, and I was driving in Joplin. There's quite a few vehicles that had green leaves stuck to them everywhere. And then the school that my daughter-in-law works at in Miami, I guess their electric was off for a couple hours, so they had to send everybody home.
Hmm.
Mm.
And so she got to come home from work early.
There was a tornado close to Owasso
Yeah,
today.
between Claremore and
Hey,
Owasso.
Trey.
Hey, Johnny. So we're talking about our takeaway and stuff of Tin Killer and stuff and all the exciting things that was happening. So
Stuff and things and stuff.
yeah, things and stuff and stuff and things. Well,
All
look who
that.
gets to join the panel.
Hey,
Oh
Sarah.
wait, we hit that
There's
button
my
by
friend,
accident.
or there's my friend over there.
Wait, I hit that button on
I
accident.
hit that button by
Yeah.
accident.
There's my friend's wife over there. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Sarah.
Hey.
Mm,
Shirtless, staying to the side.
no, I'm not wearing parachute pants. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think I would step over the crotch, and that would really make a problem, you know? I-
Yeah. We left there. It was Sunday night about, I guess it was probably about 9:30 when we left the lake. And because we had to go back down there and get the car and all that stuff.
Right.
And we saw Mr. Parachute Pants. He was still there.
Did he ask you for something to eat?
No. No, he was twirling a baton around.
I don't know if the guy did he ever ask anybody anything? He just got in the line like he belonged there, didn't he?
He got invited over by Beth and Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So he was invited. So
I wonder if he ever subscribed to anybody.
I don't think he has internet, but I don't know. I kind of thought Johnny was going to go over there and eat his lunch. I started singing, one of those soothing songs to Johnny and videoing because if something did happen, I wanted to have it on video, right?
no, it was all good. I mean, I was just making sure we weren't gonna like make 4 or 5 dozen plates and
Take it home. Yeah.
and take them. That's the only thing I was concerned. I wasn't. Him eating stuff didn't bother me any at all. It's just whenever you carry off like almost all the ribs and all that stuff.
Yeah, Dale said he thought he ate a half a rack of ribs before he got through the line. I thought, yeah, I can see how he could. Those were really good. And that was Jim and Dana, I think, that made those. Quite certain it was.
Aw, Jan is a new member.
Howdy, Jam. So I had a good time. I know that.
Yep.
I know it was a lot more laid back than last year.
I really enjoyed getting to visit with everybody a little bit.
Yep.
Some
And
mutual harassment.
I think everybody who worked on that deal and all that stuff, I think everybody got to lay back a little more. I mean, it was like last year I never stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And this time, it was good. It was real good. And the kids all I guarantee the kids, I don't think there was one of them that didn't get at least 3 items.
Right.
at
Yeah.
least. And the adults, there were no adults that didn't get something. If they didn't get something, it's because they said throw it back in the deal.
Right.
Yes.
Anita got a really nice basket full of stuff, and it had this hat with this weird emblem on it. And I'm like, I'm not a member of that clan. I don't know what to do with this. I just
I should have gave Paul my hat.
who you want it?
Nope.
Send me your mailing.
I
No,
should have gave Paul a hat.
he said he should have got you a hat, one of his
Should have gave
hats.
you one of mine.
Yeah, well, I wonder. There's two possibilities here. I wonder if they'll take it back, or I wonder if I could give that away in a giveaway. That would be better than a bucket of used hay string.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if somebody didn't mind wearing one.
Hey, I would have taken that hat. I was born and raised in Texas.
You
So I
wear
would've
one of them to OSU football
Sorry.
game. Oh, there'll be nothing left.
You don't have to go around telling people that.
Oh, I tell people that.
I was gonna say you don't have to brag about it.
Well, if you're
I
born
was
and
born
raised
in
there
Texas.
and you choose to live here now, that's got to say something. I'm just saying.
Mm.
If it was that perfect, why ain't you still there?
Mm. There's
So I think the thing that we gotta you know how much bacon we cooked this year?
A bunch.
Yeah.
We're gonna cook more next year.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have to start the bacon. We're gonna have to start the bacon grill like 30 minutes earlier than every other grill or something like that because during that bacon, it went.
It went. Yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking about something for that might make that a little easier. I think next year, if I can manage to get it done, I'll have a bunch of sausage made, and the place that I get my beef done, they do pigs too, and we'll have them make it into patties for us.
Oh wow!
And they could just freeze the patties so that when we get down there, that by the time we hold them down there in a cooler or whatever time, we could set them out and make sure they're thawed out, and that would go a lot easier for the guys making those.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But I tell you, every one of the people that cooked, they did amazing. And if you left, like I was saying, if you left hungry, that was on you because there was so much food.
20 pounds down there.
You know that between that and going to the restaurants because we went. Man, I tell you what, we ate out. We actually ate out 3 times because
Yeah.
the ones that were there Thursday night, we all went and ate out. Thursday night at Jose's, the world famous Jose's, by the way, world
Yeah,
famous.
yeah.
And then Friday morning, we made an executive decision. Hey, let's go up here to Big Red's and eat breakfast. So we loaded up and went to Big Red's Friday morning, and then the people that were there, and then Friday night we had the big dinner at the Princess Drive-In, and that was a hit. And they had enough room for all of us, which was great. Hi, Anita.
Can't see you for Amy's logo.
You know, Anita, what are you doing with Trey there?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
That's how you get rumors started.
See, if you look on the screen, look at the name by your husband there.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know where that boy's at, but he has like been playing absent lately. You know it?
Well, Johnny, I would like to next year for your guys's ticket raffle and stuff,
Drawing.
for your drawing, I would like to make a couple of cups to put in it.
Sounds great.
Whether it be with the logo or what.
Sounds great.
Heck yeah.
That'd be
Sounds
cool.
great. we love those. We love those. I've got the Paul Case Farms cup here,
Yep.
and it's really nice, and
Hi,
it'd be great.
Carol.
The only thing that I will have to have is the logo once you guys get it made.
You're right, right.
So,
And I don't, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to use the same logo, or if we're going to change the logo up some, or what we're going to do for next year. But
okay. Well, just let me know.
we'll,
Anita printed the logo that was on Rainy Ridge's cutting board, decorative or serving board that they had there.
yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, we've got some artistic folks. You know, Chris
Yeah.
making the Chinese board, and Rainy's, Eric making that board. You know, and really nice stuff, beautiful stuff. Thank you guys. I mean, that was awesome. And then we had the is it Bobby Dodson? What was his name? Dodson. Last name was Dodson. He
Bobby?
it's the
Bobby,
catfish,
I think
the
it's Bobby.
catfish channel.
Yeah, it's
Figuring it out with catfish.
Figuring it out with
with
catfish.
catfish.
He made a really nice knife that was won by Rachel at Back to Good.
Nice.
And who made that board? I thought Eric did. Did Tina make that board?
that was a nice board. That
Yeah, it was.
That was so pretty.
charcuterie board, that was pretty.
Give us a
I'm sorry, it was Eric and Tina, Rainy Ridge. Probably Tina. I'm trying to stay on everybody's good side.
I let Tina help.
He said I let Tina help.
Tina made it.
Hey, I've got a young
Okay.
I've got a young man who watches my channel that would like to say hi to everybody. His name is Elijah, and he's called me twice so he can do this. So whenever you're ready. Aren't you going to tell us? See.
Hi.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh no.
Elijah is a very good friend of mine's son, and he's a pastor's kid, so you kind of have to look over him a little. But he didn't care nothing for me until he found out I had a YouTube channel, and then he's watched every video I put out. And I want to tell you what, if you do that, you got some time in this thing. I've got 947 videos or something like that. So, yep.
Hi, Rebecca.
He just
Hey,
wants to
Rebecca.
say hi.
There ain't nothing wrong with PKs.
There ain't.
So
I thought all PKs got their hind end whooped when the DKs got them in trouble. I was a deacon's kid.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm married to a pastor's kid, says Tina. So I guess
So Johnny, say it on live. Say it on live that we are moving the meetup a
He
week
already
before.
said. Calm
Uh,
down.
Oh,
He
you
said
get
it in chat,
you
yeah.
you want confirmation by voice. Okay, yeah, the meetup is moving 1 week earlier next year. The reason it wasn't 1 week earlier this year is because of Easter Sunday. But next year Easter Sunday is like quite a ways away from that. So
Yeah.
we have the we can get it that week, and that puts us 1 full month from the Mid America YouTube meetup, which is what I've wanted to do all the time, is get a month between us, so there's people have more time to prepare and save money and do whatever else they got to do and stuff like that. There's Old Pecan Homestead. Howdy, howdy.
Fish
That's
slayer.
catfish
Fish
slayers
slayer.
there. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
those folks are catfish slayers right there.
Catfish slaying right there.
And you know what? The bad thing about that whole deal is all that catfish was there, and I never got to take any of it home. I know Rebecca did, but I didn't get any.
Yeah, Rebecca got it. I thought we was gonna have a fish fry or something, you know.
Yeah, I think that's what needs to happen. I think
Bad
Dakota and them need to come and either bring or catch a bunch of catfish.
Old Pecan Homestead didn't get nobody no else invites to go in to catch no catfish. I had my pole with me.
LOL, I got growing boys at the Gauss.
At the
You
house.
know, when I talked to them on their live on the Monday previous to the meetup, they were like, we don't even think we're going to make it.
Right.
So I was really surprised to see him there.
Well, I'll tell you what,
The coach did a good job over here closer to me that's got him traveling a little bit, and he's wanting to be finished with it, and the ground's too wet. So
yeah, and those I mean, I imagine they would want to get over to Tinker anytime they can, as many catfish as they caught. Hey, Dakota, guess what? Friday night I'm going down there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably won't do as good as you guys did, but man, if I could catch one or two, that'd be good.
fish they caught. You don't eat two of them.
What'd he say?
A couple of those fish you caught that they caught, you only need
Pounders.
2 of
They
them.
caught a couple of 40
Yeah.
pounders, man. You only need a couple of them. You got to fish fry.
how to feed a bunch of people. What's Jimmy doing? Washing the dishes?
Yes, washing the dishes with our 13-year-old.
I
I
am
got you.
helping clean the stove,
Help
making
you.
sure she does the dishes.
Oh, my stove's kind of dirty too. You want to come over and fix it for me, Jimmy?
Well, if you take me fishing, I will come over and help.
Oh yeah, I bet you will. Try to clean my stove,
We're going to use your equipment and we're going fishing.
brand new.
Hey, Dakota, did you catch the shad down there, or did you come up with them somewhere else?
Sneaky. They're asking the bait. Somebody trying to figure out what he used for bait.
Yes, Johnny is. If
Well,
you
he
want
used,
to join
he
this,
used, he
feel free
used, I know what he used for bait. He used shad.
Yeah, some
No,
shad.
Dad promised me to sing.
Go.
Could be he won't tell you all his secrets too.
Never
Never know. Our range blew up last week.
Ooh.
I was about to starve before we went to 10 Killer. And so I knew that my Monday had one thing I had to for sure do.
Got him.
Fix your stove.
Had to go get one. It was the printed circuit board stuff in the thing that blew up. This one has real controls on the front. Yeah. Less buttons to push.
Goldfish are pretty good for flatheads.
Mom had to unplug hers, like pull it out and unplug it because the stupid thing kept turning itself on.
That's what ours was doing, except it would come on and say, doors not shut, like it was gonna clean the oven. But we never had set it up to clean the oven, so we were shutting the breaker off on it when we weren't using it.
Right.
But it got to where you wouldn't have been able to use the oven at all because all of the electronics on it had give up. It would still heat up on the stovetop, but that's it. And once in a while you're in the middle of your cooking, it would go to going off like the timer was up. And I'm like, but nobody set the timer. Yeah, that means it's time for a new one. It was 9 years and 6 months old.
Avid, I can catch some bullheads. I know that, and I can catch live bluegill. So, and I've got a net. I can catch fresh shad. I guess I've got one of those throw nets. Yeah, we cook on gas too.
That's like Bowen tells us barbecue raccoon is good. Lots of perch too, but perch make better live bait than cut up in my experience.
Xander, I did find it. I found the cow and I found the calf, and she had a really, really nice heifer calf. And I was able to get an ear tag in it, and I got it over into another paddock with Mama. And so, yeah, it took a while to find it though because she was hid out.
I've been working on some of them preps today myself, just this evening, sitting here. I had to get all my tags made and ready. We're going to try for tomorrow if we have enough dry time. I've got 23 calves here. I'd like to get them worked before I turn the bull out, and that's the 1st of May usually.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of short on time, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right there. Yeah.
Right at the limit.
Yeah. That's the way it always goes though, Paul.
It wouldn't be any sense in getting it done early. I'd have 2 or 3 more calves probably.
Probably not. Yeah. Oh, Dale is in here. Dale, I looked up the fishing, we were talking about the cost for non-resident fishing license in Oklahoma. It's like 20, I think it's like 20 something bucks for one day to fish in Oklahoma as a non-resident. Mm-hmm. So whoever that lady was at Walmart that told you it was 80 something bucks to fish for one day in Oklahoma was wrong.
Apparently didn't want him fishing in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I looked it up. We usually just buy all our licenses online. We don't call somebody at Walmart. Yeah. Yeah.
You're in live, topless.
Jimmy, that's a lot of.
Not anymore.
He forgot.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, and now Dale's mad. Would Dale come on back down? We'll go fishing.
Hey, isn't he close enough to the border? He could just get buy a piece of property here and then do dual citizenship, and then he can just fish here like we do.
Yeah, I got my thing in the mail here a while back asking if I wanted to re-up my Kansas hunting license. And but maybe I'll get an invite for that Kansas deal again one of these days. That'd be awesome.
It looked like you guys had a really good time when you went.
Yeah.
I'm done with you. Quit.
Yeah.
Go get him a shirt.
Jimmy, put some clothes on, man. It's a family show.
Trying to check on his snake over here.
Sarah, I see you have scrubs on. Does that mean you got a job?
Yeah.
Good.
Nice.
I start Monday. Well, I go do paperwork tomorrow, and then I start Monday. I'm
Nice.
so excited to be out of this house on a regular basis.
Oh, man.
I thought I wanted a job once. Man, I got over that.
That's awesome, Avid.
Johnny, do you have PTO coming up? That's what Avid asked.
Oh, he said
No, he said he
Oh,
had
I
some.
do have
he
PTO.
has some PTO.
Yes,
I don't know how to read
PTO in avid fisherman's terms is I'll have time to fish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
PTO in my terms is something on my tractor.
on my tractor. That's right. That's right.
Hey, Musgrave family. Welcome.
Yes. Musgrave Family Farm. Hello, welcome in.
I'm not ready to leave, but I got a really cool thing that happened today. I sold a couple of tractors and a bale wrapper on Purple Wave Auctions. Anybody that don't know, they're a nationwide online auction company. And it done all right. I mean, it could have brought more money. All of it could have brought more money, but it done all right. But the tractor, the one running tractor that I sold, it turns out the guy that bought it is a guy that I bought a tractor from 25 years ago. And I got to talking to him about it, and he said, yeah, it looked like it was probably a good enough tractor that I could pull the front end out from under mine that needs motor work and put on that one and have one like I want. And I'm like, oh, yeah? And it has a good rear end. I've got a tractor that belonged to my grandpa I was wanting to fix up, and it needs a new rear end or some working rear end. And he says, yeah, we might be able to do some more trading. So he's supposed to come pick it up tomorrow, and maybe we can strike up a deal on enough parts to fix one I've got sitting here that don't run. I don't know how you do that. I'd like to be able to write a book, tell you how to fix all these things this way, but I can't iron all of that out.
Yeah.
I think the Lord does some of that work.
We had, I'm actually going to go to a auction that's going to have a bunch of tractors, spare parts tractors and stuff like that. So I'm going to be checking that out. I think that's going to be like not this week, but next week. I'm going to that one. So did everybody that rented a camper and come down, was it a good experience?
Yeah.
Good experience for you guys?
Yes.
I know. Let's see who else. Ryder rented one.
Yeah.
You guys rented one. Anybody else rent a camper that y'all know of?
Not that I know of.
No,
Well,
Ryder did.
what?
Yeah.
Words. I used to know Words.
Farm to table.
Yes.
Ryan.
Ryan. I don't. Was that his or did he rent one too?
I want to say Ryan rented his as well,
I
but
don't
I don't know
know.
where from.
It might have been his.
I don't
Might
know.
have been a rental. I don't know.
We had a good experience from the website we rented from, RV Easy. Yeah, we didn't have anything bad.
No
Is
complaints.
that what you guys are going to do at Eufaula?
That's the
Mid-American?
plan.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Whose tent went poof?
That was last year. I remember.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody's tent went poof this year.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I
Who
didn't hear
was it?
anything about anybody's tent going poof.
Who was it last year that wound up sleeping? One guy last year, their tents all blowed up or got them blowed over and went. They all got wet in the middle of the night, and they packed them up and went home. I didn't
I
even-
packed up to go home.
Jason
The
and Terry.
wind tore my canopy up last year, and the air mattress went flat, so I ended up sleeping on the car the rest of the night. So, tent
Yeah.
camping is what tent camping is, but the wind definitely was a lot stronger than it was this year.
I don't know if there was anybody else that camped there this year, but
Sean at Let's Trade Paint.
yeah, Sean and Kelly did.
I
Yeah,
saw.
but he said his tent is good.
I saw.
He said it-
They was up
Xander
towards
says that it was this year because he finished watching Amy's live.
I don't think so.
Somebody's
I didn't
tent.
hear a word about anybody's tent having a problem.
Ah. Hold on, let me hide.
Oh, there you go.
I don't care. Is
I
here.
don't care.
I like that hat, Dale. I like that hat, Dale.
care.
You're both in green.
I like that hat, Dale.
Hey Dale, would you like to have another hat?
Oh man.
Not that one. You can give.
I'd rather wear
that
one
away
of
on a
these
giveaway.
than wear that.
Oh man. Love me some Dale. I love me
Who was the
some
owner?
Dale.
Yeah.
Um,
I really appreciate this. This really nice couple gave me this hat.
I appreciate
thought
that.
I ain't got one of them.
I
I ain't got
one.
one of them.
We literally last minute asked Amy Last minute, we're trying to get stuff done. We had 5 hats of each channel. We are planning on having a lot more at Mid America. I promise. We just did not have very much
Well,
time.
if Johnny gets one, it'll probably be an accident.
You know,
It was an accident, Johnny.
Yeah,
It was an accident that you didn't get one.
it'd be an accident. I can already see it. Oh, I accidentally gave you that. Here,
I
let me have
accidentally
that.
gave you the wrong hat.
It's an accident.
Whoops, I didn't mean to friend you on Facebook. Never mind.
So, to answer that question, who sets up the RVs? When you rent off RV Easy, the owners come and set up the campers, and then they come and take them. You don't have to do anything to those campers.
Except level it up.
Yeah, except for level it up. If they don't know how to level. Yeah.
If you want the door to shut correctly, you got to level it.
Well, let me tell
That's
you,
the part.
he was pulling up. You know what you have to do with the camper when you leave the campsite. You go to the dump site, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not like a professional, but like I have been taught. I am a trained monkey, and that guy pulled up with the camper you guys was in right behind. Yeah, like no gloves, no nut, just like hop out, and it was quite interesting as I was buttoning up mine and pulling away, but I don't know.
The dump site for mine. The dump site for mine is Gillum Farms.
I'm not pulling it all the way back like that.
Last few days.
Well, it depends upon how you treat it, Dale. If you only, the only thing I did mine was shower.
She win one of each.
True.
So
did she win one of each? Lynn Naoki, did you win one of each of my hats?
Hi, Lynn.
And you didn't record it as a short.
I know. I'm gonna be honest. I did a horrible job at filming. I got to look and I got nothing filmed hardly.
I got nothing.
I honestly just got few clips of stuff, and that was it.
And
because
then
majority of the time,
live, when
and
all
just
did
the live
back-to-back lives.
Yeah,
that's
but
about it.
To get something, I didn't record a lot, and it was
for somebody who didn't record a lot. You've put out like 4 videos since we got back.
it was just little shorts from that. Yeah,
still videos.
I know, but it was.
I keep getting notifications all day at work. Last 2 days. Oh, look, a new video.
But it was good to fellowship with everybody. That was the thing. You got to sit down and have fun.
Well, is that what that's called?
Yes.
Sharing a Dr. Pepper with your neighbor.
Yes, Mr. Wilson.
Wilson.
I got up for
that steak, Amy.
Pine flavored Dr. Pepper.
It was a beautiful thing, let me tell you.
And I didn't even know it was Paul in the very beginning. I looked at Lisa.
Why would you look at Lisa? Why would Lisa?
Because she was laughing when I come back to my chair.
Like,
and
who's
you realize
the trickster of the trade, right there, Paul. Right over here. Let me go. Paul, trickster of the trade. Trickster of the trade.
I like the short you did. Yeah, Paul Case Dunn did it.
Mm-hmm.
And he just looks over and shakes his head. Yeah.
I'll own that one. That was a good one.
Just so you know, Amy, you weren't the first victim. This guy was the first victim.
You didn't have a straw.
I about got Dale kicked out from in front of his own camper.
Dakota, I'm with you there. I am with you there. There was a perfectly good toilet just a little ways up the hill.
Right.
Oh, well, I didn't say that's what we did in it.
Hey, somebody said someone's phone disappeared from Rainy Ridge. Who? Paul, did you make a phone disappear?
No comment.
You make a phone disappear there,
you-
Paul?
You gotta be careful leaving stuff laying around.
Oh, yeah. Out in the public like that, it can just walk off.
Man, you gotta go live. Don't
I-
make it disappear. Go live.
I had 25 minutes of Tina's phone hiding in my pocket. I almost get sick of carrying it
Well,
around.
I'm just glad that when Lisa and I and the Rainies ran somewhere, that the place we stopped at only had a one holer, because Eric went in there after Lisa. He gets in my truck and I'm like, what is he holding? He's like hiding something. He's holding it. And I'm like, what is he doing? Well, then all of a sudden, below the seat, he sets this phone. She dropped her phone and just left.
Oh,
Thank goodness he was the next one in. So then we had to be mean for a while. I'm
I
like,
was-
hey, text Amy and ask her this. Hey, text Christine and ask her this.
On Tina's phone.
She's
Hey, I
like,
got a
I
question
don't know where
for
my
you.
phone. I can't reach my phone. I don't know where it's at. And then pretty soon she's like, oh my gosh. That's why you want me to text everybody. Eric found my phone. I was like, darn it.
I was kind of wondering, since they wanted to go to Whataburger, but all they could find was Wiener Schnitzel, how was the Wiener Schnitzel?
No comment.
No
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah, give her a minute. It'll catch up to me.
But I tell you what, Johnny, yes, it was more laid back, but nobody made it to, well, I can't say nobody. There was a few couples that made it to the Red Fern Festival. We didn't go this year again.
well, if you hang around long enough, next year you can go, because it's going to be a week different. So just keep that camper for a few more days, and you can go all you want.
Hey, Eric is my friend over there. You just
And
Eric's my
actually,
friend.
that's part of the plan,
Solemn
because there were some people who went.
my
Yeah.
I mean, I think Dakota and them went,
Mhm.
and everybody had the opportunity to go. I mean,
We
I
just
was
had other
trying to get
priorities.
Huh?
People just had other priorities, like visiting and
Yeah, visiting. They just said, well, it's good here, so
Yep.
they just stayed.
Yeah.
or like putting sticks in people's Dr. Peppers. Or
And now we got a couple of people on screen that was doing, or three that were doing some of the cooking, and I just got to commend you guys. You done a real fine job. On everything I ate for breakfast made it with me all the way to supper.
Mm, thank goodness.
Yeah, I made it.
Well,
I think the French toast went over better than I thought it was going. I just kind of
It was
Dream
so
of that.
good.
It was good.
It was so good.
Yes.
Dakota, the Red Fern Festival. What I always used to like to do at the Red Fern Festival is go to the car show. I always used to take my car, and I actually won like 3 trophies at that one time with my black car, not even the green car, with my other GTO. And I finished it the morning of. I mean, I worked all night long on it, and I got it. I mean, it was like drove it in there in the rain from the house, and won some stuff, and that's always been fun to me. And the coon dog trial, whenever you get there, when they're actually doing it, it's kind of exciting there for a second. But the rest of it, you're right. It's pretty much just buy this, buy that, et cetera, et cetera. But you guys may not know it, but there's a restaurant there that is in Grandpa's old store from the movie Where the Red Fern Grows, and it's called Jency's Restaurant. And one of these days we need to go to Jency's, because Jency's has some of the best home cooked meals that you'll ever eat, but you better not have anything to do that day other than go eat at Jency's. because it takes that long.
It's an all-day affair, huh?
It's like eating at Jincy is gonna eat up 4 hours. Easy. So I love eating there.
Ace has put up there all I done was saw French toast flavored bacon, but that's actually the other way around. The French toast was made in a little bit of bacon grease.
So it was
So
bacon
it was
flavored
actually
toast.
bacon flavored French toast. Yeah.
But
Did you hear about?
Angie making up that whole jug of fresh squeezed chicken, too. Chicken orange juice.
That
Hey,
was
that was a good idea, though.
That
was
works
a
so
real-
good.
Yes.
yeah, but that was the ugliest orange juice I ever seen in my life.
Did y'all hear about me breaking Christine's side view mirror?
I saw that.
So I was after I got home. We had that flat on the. Well, there was I loaned that little Honda to Jesse and Lisa, that car, and the tire kept going low on the front of it, and it had a little piece of baling wire about a 1/4 inch long stuck through the tread. Well, anyway, I had it fixed. Whenever I took it home to put it on, that socket was shot, that we used on the campers and stuff down there.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled the socket off of there, and I've got a metal pile out there, a scrap pile. And I just took that socket and I just tossed it over that way. Well, Christine's Xterra was sitting over that way, but it was about 8 feet to the side of where I should have thrown it. You know what I mean? It would have been a clear shot. And I guess I did something with my wrist funny, because I know how to pitch horseshoes, right, Chris? I did something with my wrist a little funny, and I watched in horror as that 13/16 socket arced perfectly right into her side view mirror on her Xterra and shattered it, just blew it all over the place.
Oh no!
Yes. So
Oh.
yeah, it was bad.
So now Johnny
Hi,
goes
Brenda.
to the local salvage looking for parts for the Xterra.
No, I actually
Wood.
actually the windshield on that vehicle, it had a little gravel ding in it. Has had it in it for a couple of years. Well, it decided this winter, I guess, to just go ahead and go like that.
Like
So it
my
had a
truck?
crack in it. So I called the glass place and I said, "Hey, I need a windshield and a mirror." So Monday morning, I'll be getting a windshield and a mirror put in it. So
So it was just the glass on the mirror?
yeah,
Oh, you lucked out then.
yeah, just the glass.
Yeah.
So yeah, that 13/16 socket. I hope it didn't take the whole mirror off.
Like the last
Hi,
the
Dan.
side view mirror. Last time for me, I changed one out. A deer ran into mine, busted the mirror out of it.
Yeah,
I did.
Dale's had a mirror issue.
Yeah.
I met a guy on a turnpike bridge, and my truck had those bolt-on tripod mirrors, and I didn't even know it, but the frame that the mirror was in was actually plastic on mine. And when it hit his mirror, all it done was the glass popped out of it. It busted the whole bottom off of mine. And then I'm like, I didn't know that was plastic. It got a metal one put back on it off of something else, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's kind of familiar. It was a bridge story with mine, except for Nana she was halfway in the ditch, sitting on the side of the road, and some kid sideswiped it and blew the mirror clear up on it.
Well,
And then sometime before that, I was driving down the road and there was an owl sitting in the road. And right when I got to the owl gets up and just breaks my,
That's it. Right when I was coming up to the deer, he turned around and ran right into the side of the busted. Well, didn't break the mirror.
I've had one do that to me, Jimmy. I was driving down through on Bixby Road over here like midnight one night because I was working evenings, and I come around this curve and there's like 15 deer crossing the road. It's So I slow down to like next to nothing because they're they're stupid. And I'm cruising down through there, just barely moving, and they're all heading for the ditch. I'm like, sweet. Now they're almost all down off in there, and I'm cruising past them. And at the last minute, this stupid doe turns around and runs into the side of my fender on my Bourbon. I'm like, really?
Pops the mirror right out of the mirror. Just
No, it
pops
didn't do anything to the Bourbon. She just ran into the front fender, and it just
Popped the
bing,
mirror.
and
I had
she
to go
bounced
get
off of it
new.
and went back in the ditch. I'm like,
I had to
"We're
order
already
new
doing that."
mirrors.
She turned a full 180 and just ran into the side fender of my truck. Like,
I had one do that to the front end of a 90 Ford pickup that I had. It was 3/4 ton, and it hit like right above the wheel and sounded like it just tore the whole side of the truck off. But when I got out and looked, I couldn't find a new dent.
No
all
dents.
the old ones still there.
Yeah, and all the old ones was still there. It didn't pop nothing out.
Hello,
But
Demo.
I thought, well, I'll pick up the deer.
Dan.
But I didn't have a use for a bag full of broken glass, so I just left it there.
Yeah.
Dear.
Lisa used to work at a custom meat processing locker, and people would bring in roadkill deer, and that's the only thing about that job. She's like, I don't get it. Like, that's the worst thing I've ever. She's like, there's nothing worth keeping out of that deal,
Damn.
Well, that's okay. On the way home from Tin Killer, I had a traffic cone hit my car.
Yeah, traffic cone.
The traffic cone just jumped out there and hit your car.
No, like, I have to say it that way because I did not hit it. A truck going the opposite way ran over it. And when it came out from under the back, it went thunk, 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 and hit the top of my hood. I was like, I have never in my life gotten hit by a traffic
She
cone.
got hit by a cone.
I got hit by the tread peeling off of a trailer wheel one time on the thing. It was on Highway 69 about Adair, and the thing, when it peeled off, it shot up. But it shot up in my lane and then hit right in the middle of the top of the cab on my pickup. I thought it was coming in there.
I was worried that
That's
when
not
it hit my hood, I was worried that it was going to hit, like, bounce up and hit my windshield.
Yeah.
It was right there on the Arkansas River Bridge where they're replacing it.
Broken glass. No. The broken glass I was talking about was all the deer's bones.
Yeah.
Hey, Dale, you said the owl jumped up and took out your mirror. We had one happen kind of like that, but it didn't actually do any real damage. We were coming back from Drumright one night, and there was something in the road, and I was paying closer attention anyway because it was dark and deer and animals, and she was over there sawing logs. But I saw something, just this weird little brown weird shape in the road, so I slowed down a little bit. I mean, get off the gas anyway. And right before, because I didn't know if it was already dead, so I was just gonna go right across the top of it. And right before we go across the top of it, it jumps up, and it was one of those big brown owls. And it swooped up and then dove down, catch air. And I thought it was going to completely miss us and just skim right across the windshield. I'm like, whoo, that was close. And then the antenna just grabs it. And it hooks in that antenna and just bang, right on the top, and then flops off and flies off into the edge. Didn't break anything on the truck. I got home, and our antenna was like this. It had like an owl-shaped curve to it. I had to sit there.
Where was
when
the
Wile E.
owl
Coyote run into
Where was
It
the owl
sitting right in
sitting?
the middle of the road.
Where
Was it a whippoorwill?
No.
The whippoorwill be little. They're little.
They're not real little. They're about the size of a crow.
When it flew up and over the windshield, it was like right up against the windshield, and it was definitely.
I'm telling you, that one I hit, it was owl.
Yeah, I wasn't asleep after that.
Oh no, she couldn't go back to sleep. She was just white knuckling it the rest of the way.
And she took out a trash can and car.
Stupid trash can. What are you doing in a row?
Jumping out there like that.
Right? That's just rude.
The guy that hit my mirror that broke it in half, it was a teenager on his way to school. And the other driver goes to telling him, he said, "We got to call Highway Patrol." And I'm like, the reason I was speeding was because I'm already late. You know who the teenager was?
Now.
Did you know who the teenager was, right? Uh-huh. And both of us we was on a bridge over the interstate that at that time was dirt road. And so it was narrow anyway. And both of us was rubbing our tires on the curb on both sides of it. So, yeah. Look there. There's old Lauren.
Hope Lauren's feeling better.
Yeah.
So,
Missed you guys at the meetup. I hope you're doing well.
Yep. Yeah, we did miss you. I was looking awful forward to getting me one of them big old 10 killer steins.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you get the mirror, John? Hey, John, did you get the mirror fixed?
On the exterior.
That is weird. How do you?
Is
Look
it
at
doing
that.
the same thing that it was doing to me? Like,
You see that?
yeah,
On the carps?
yeah,
I don't know.
It's like there's a comment under it.
yeah. That's so weird.
I don't know who made the comment, but no, I didn't get the mirror fixed yet. It's going to be fixed on Monday.
It was Rebecca at Touched by a Yarn that made that comment.
But it's not showing up here. Like, it's so weird.
It's good.
That was on my channel that she made that comment too.
Huh.
But it shows up here on mine just normal. Well, as normal as anything is on my pooter. Maybe I've run out of time. I got all the way to 9 and couldn't count to 10.
You got toes.
If I take my shoes off, that's a pretty sure sign everybody's going home.
Everybody's going home. Well, everybody at the meetup, everybody seemed to really be having a good time. I mean, it just seemed like I didn't see any issues whatsoever. It just seemed like everybody was having fun, and that's what we were going for, is just have fun. If Ronald had not fallen, we would have been issue free, I guess you'd call it, as far as any injuries or anything like that, unless any of the children that were running around there.
Oh, let me tell you, you've heard the story about Ryder's Boy, right?
No, what do I need to hear?
Oh my
He
goodness!
thumped the Chevy.
With Paul's truck.
I heard we all was sitting over there, and I heard thump.
I thought someone had run into someone else's vehicle. I mean, it was like
I took him to my car and gave him some tractors that my daughter won in the giveaway. And the second they hit his hand, he spun around and took off for his daddy. And face first into the side of his tailgate.
Oh my goodness!
Got him right here.
Was he all right?
His legs were above his head. His head hit the floor. Then his legs hit. Like, he was fully airborne for a minute.
And all
That kid needs in a bubble.
He does.
That kid needs in a bubble because he
that
was
wasn't
sitting in that chair.
Yeah, later he was sitting in that little chair with the little cover over it. And
Just
then
rocking.
he's rocking it back and forth, and all of a sudden,
boom,
boom.
You heard him on the back of his head. Got a big old knot in his head.
Now what?
Trust me, he got to him.
That's not all. The littlest girl, what's her name? The littlest one.
Amelia.
Amelia. Amelia, she was making s'mores,
Oh yeah.
cooking the marshmallows over the
You
fire,
know
and she picked it up because, you know, Ryder and Courtney was like, okay, blow it off, you know, to blow the flame when it flamed up. She blew it. She no more blew it, and the flame went out. And then she tried to kiss it, and it burnt. I mean, blistered her lip right where it touched.
Man, I'm glad I didn't hear about all this stuff because
So Ryder, I said, them kids are gonna grow up tough because they are accident prone.
The only thing I was thinking is, why didn't you just shut your stupid tailgate, redneck? You know?
we hope you can make it
And
next
as
year, Derek.
Paul-
That would be awesome.
As me and Ryder both said, if you had put your tailgate up, he would have just ran into the bumper.
Yeah, I
And
walked
it
past
wouldn't
20
matter.
Gibson truck though, and I was like, at least his hitch sticking out this far is big enough you see it when you run into it. I took mine off a few days before that because I was thinking I'm gonna be walking around that truck and I'll run into that stupid hitch. And then I walked past Johnny's truck and I'm like, good Lord, he's got that receiver thing on there. You're gonna have to break your whole leg off when you run.
Yeah, that one there would break your whole leg off. It's the camper hitch. So it's got all the bells and whistles hanging off of it.
The equalizer deal, yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah.
After a while, I said I wasn't touching Noah because he walked into those woods. I told Ryder, I was like, I'm not touching that kid. Keep him away from me because he walked right into those woods and was playing in all that poison ivy and whatever it was inside the thing. And then somebody said that he was drinking out of a mud puddle. And I was like,
yeah, they drinking right out of a mud puddle over there.
this kid.
Have you guys met Ryder though? I mean,
That's why I wasn't worried about it when they said he ran into the thing with his head. I was like, he's got Ryder's head. He's fine. I feel sorry for the Chevy.
yeah.
I looked at the tailgate, but it's still shut, so we're good. I mean, it sounded like a tailgate crusher or something. I wish I would have been sitting in the truck so I could have told if the whole truck moved or not.
It probably did.
It probably did.
Like,
He had a big old knot coming up right there on the side of his face, and I'm like,
the funny thing
That's
is,
gonna
like,
hurt.
he was all for me loving on him until I said, as I made it to the back of my car, I said, let's get you some ice. And he goes, no. And like he was done. He wanted put down and he wanted away from me as fast as he could.
Ryder's big thing is when he falls down in the yard or something, it's like, are you bleeding? He's like, no, well, then you're fine. You know, come on. So when he fell in the chair, it was in the chair. When he fell backwards in the chair, he went over there. And somebody, I can't remember who, picked him up and checked, and it was like, okay, you're not bleeding. He's like, I'm fine. As soon as he heard that he wasn't bleeding, he was fine. Leave me alone. I'm fine. I'm not
apparently,
bleeding.
at least Sarah got him pointed a little bit away from my truck to where he didn't run into it again when he was running away from her.
I had this fear that he would run into the charcoal grill after that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He probably could have. Yeah. He just.
And meanwhile, Johnny's like,
I thought
I
we were
thought we were
incident free.
I thought we were good.
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm like la 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 la.
It was a good time.
What you're hearing, Johnny, is we need to get bubble wrap for Ryder's kids.
The bubble boy.
Want an event.
Yeah.
boy.
He ain't got no immunities.
Well, it's kind of like,
Accident-free.
I don't know. Bunch of the boys come over to our campsite over there, and they had sticks. You know, boys had sticks playing with it. Imagine that. But you know, our Christmas lights, they're the actual glass, like 1970 Christmas lights. And if you just breathe on one of them wrong, they explode, and glass goes everywhere. And as they're going by, they're hitting our Christmas lights. They're standing underneath it, just hitting them. I'm like, don't do that. They just looked at me. I'm like, those will blow up. And someone said when I left and went around the corner, they went right back to it. I'm like, some people just got to learn the hard way, I guess.
What are we looking at, Paul? Rain?
Yeah, it's just pouring. Ain't it great?
Good night, Garrett.
Be thankful there was no fish
Night, Derek.
fryer there. Well, I was hoping there would be a fish fryer there.
Well, we could put stuff around something like that so somebody wouldn't run into it, but my tailgate was just sticking out there in midair.
Angie.
Let me know if it was Huxton. Was it Huxton, Dale?
I have no idea who it was.
Angie was never off camera while outside. That's all I have to say about that.
You'll have to,
I'll
you'll
be
have to
honest.
look at the video, Dakota.
Them little ones, I mean,
They were something else.
they
All
were
the
having a
kids there.
blast.
Yeah, they were.
All the YouTube kids started running in a pack.
They
And
did.
meanwhile, we have Corbin telling off Jesse. That was-
Feral homesteader YouTube kid.
Farrell.
Feral.
Hey,
yeah.
I don't care.
I gotta tell you
That was
what, Greg did that just right for the end of that one clip of my video. I just pointed that over there at him. He looked up and said, "I don't care.
I don't care." The funniest part was that same little gal when I went up there to pay to leave. The person in front of us was like paying with cash, and they had to get the manager to bring more change up and stuff like that. And they got done with that, and Rihanna or however you pronounce her name, she was there, and I stepped up there and to pay, and she goes, "Oh, thank goodness! I didn't think you would ever leave here." I'm like, "You are awesome!" Like,
I am glad, Johnny, that you talked a little bit about what was going to go on when we got there, that they'd had a misunderstanding, thought they was going to be 15 when we knew they would be 50.
Yeah.
And, we obviously overwhelmed their kitchen a little bit because it was almost an hour after the first guys got their food before the last guys in our room got their food. But it was all good. I didn't see anybody that was upset because they didn't have somebody to visit with.
We
Yeah,
were
right.
the last to get our food.
Yeah.
And everyone, like at our table, we were still visiting and hanging out.
Yeah. It was almost like Mama was there and said, "You can't get up till everybody's done."
Well, yeah, I couldn't believe it because I told them, whenever we were setting it up, we went down and looked at it, and I told them, they said, "How many do you reckon you'll have?" And I said, "Well, how many is this room holding?" They said, "Oh, it holds 50. And I said, "Probably, right around this, and they said, "Oh, okay." And I said, "You guys are good with that for Friday?" Yeah, we're good. I don't know where in the world they came up with the number 15. And, but anyway, yes, the waitresses were awesome. There were actually, I counted it, there were 58 people eating in there.
And none of us intelligent enough to have a camera running the whole time.
Well, I mean, I got some stuff, but
we got a small short.
for
Yeah.
two
No
waitresses.
one got the original. I don't
but
care.
but the waitresses were really accommodating, and they were, they there was two of them in there that we had that were just serving everybody and just kept on taking care of everybody, and they were doing a really good job. I thought from the time that I ordered my food until I got it wasn't tremendous. I mean, it wasn't I think it based on because it took a while for them to get the orders, for one thing.
Yeah.
Because they were doing it on that little electronic device and stuff like that. So it took a while to actually go through all that many people and get the order. But from the time we ordered till the time we got our food really wasn't that long. Dale was sitting right next to me, and he ordered the all-you-can-eat catfish.
And ate one plate.
And I ordered just the catfish, the
Yeah.
the normal catfish plate, and
Which
Dale
one
kept
you
saying
found?
I should have just got the normal catfish plate.
I should have.
I should have too. And it was good. The fish was really good.
That fish was very good. The okra was awesome.
Yeah.
And the wild huckleberry and I were talking about that, and he said, "Oh, and the hush puppies. I like the hush puppies." And I'm like, "Well, they were very good too. Very well done."
I don't know. I didn't eat them.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know where I would have put them.
That's right. They got a good tip. We tried to treat them really, really good over there on the tip side because we knew they put it, like I said, they were expecting, for whatever reason, I have no idea, 15 people. It's like 15 people. We're having a YouTube meetup, not 15 people. So,
however, I tried to give the girl that was so lovingly, inclined to watch Greg Duncan's videos $10 to repeat what she said on camera. She took the $10, but she wouldn't repeat it. She kind of took it and said, "I don't care."
No, I don't care. I don't care. But she did take one of my stickers and put it on her shirt and wear it.
That was how that all started, John. She turns around and looks at me, and she's got that sticker right there. And I'm like, "She's been seen by Gillum Farms. I've got a YouTube channel too." And I told her it was Paul Case Farms, and she looks at me and kind of goes like this. And then Greg had been giving her trouble.
She didn't have a sticker then.
Oh, she didn't have she had a sticker on there whenever I.
It wasn't mine.
I'm not sure.
We didn't give her ours until we actually. I had to go back with I can't remember. Oh, I had to take Christine back, and then I had to come back and get Jesse and Lisa.
It might have been Dale's. It was round. I don't know whose it was then, but she had a YouTube meetup channel sticker right there on her shirt, and I'm like, and then Greg pipes up and says, "And I've got a YouTube channel too," and that was when she come out with the "I don't care," and was like right on cue with it too.
It sounds like everybody thought that all their food was really good from what I'm reading out here in the chat.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was spot on. That catfish, I couldn't imagine you could make that catfish any better than what it was.
It was good.
It was really, really good. And Dale's, I didn't get the okra, but Dale says it was good, and I trust his judgment on that. So I'm sure Dale knows what good okra tastes like. So
it was fried crispy all the way through, but not like burnt.
Right.
And there was no slime to it whatsoever. There's no like squish in it. It was good.
It's good not to have slimy, I don't like slimy okra.
Yeah, that slick okra. Got to get away from that stuff.
Yeah, I've seen two dogs about take each other clear out over slimy okra.
Now, Dale, you made it there in time to eat with us at Jose's as well.
Jose's, I give it a 10 plus 2. I give it a 12 out of a scale of 1 to 10. It was awesome.
Maybe Paul Case can make Jose's next year because Jose's is going to be a Thursday staple for us on that deal. It's not Jose's can't handle the crowd that we would have for Friday night,
Right.
but man, for Thursday night they're good, and so that's the only reason we can't do them on Friday night unless people want to peel off from our normal deal and just go to Jose's and eat. Because I love me some Jose's now. It's good.
I had the Al Pastor burrito with beans and rice and everything in it, and it was, and that green like hot sauce or whatever it comes with it.
Yeah,
man, it was good.
Yeah,
on it.
They've got if that's not hot enough for you, they've got one just like it, but it's red, and that'll make your eyes water and stuff.
Oh no, I didn't eat it.
I got that red sauce on my enchiladas Thursday night, and it is real good.
They don't cater, Xander. Boy, I wish they did. And I wish they had the ability to handle a crowd like what we got, because I'd haul everybody to Jose's quicker, and I mean just as quick as I could.
And Johnny's exactly right. You got to know about that place or know where to go to get to it.
Oh yeah. That's one. It's kind of like one of those hole in the wall burger places, but Mexican instead. It's like, it's not a crap ton of signage everywhere that like points to it, or anything. Like, you kind of have to know about it to know about it.
Right.
Chris still thinks that there's a grandma
I do.
chained to the.
They got somebody's grandma chained to the stove back there.
I seen them pulling that. The reason why I ordered that pork burrito was I seen them pulling that marinated pork steak out of the marination pan to put on that grill, and I'm like, oh, I gotta have some of that. Like, it looked bang up.
Oh, Colin, he'll pull a U-turn whenever he sees one of them 10-10 trucks.
Yeah, I don't do food trucks. Period. Ever.
Well, Dakota, if you're ever over in Tahlequah, find Jose's. It's there near Atwoods, and check it out. If you're looking for one of them places that automatically brings you chips, you know, like all the little Tex-Mex places that we all go to and stuff like that, that's not Jose's. If you want chips, you got to order them, because that's not a real Mexican thing. You know that? I just want everybody to know that's not real Mexican. Whenever they automatically bring you a bunch of chips and salsa, that's Tex-Mex. That's the Americanized version of Mexican food.
Yep.
So in real Mexican food places, if you want chips, you have to order chips. Just saying. And sometimes they don't have chips because, you know, real Mexican food, you know what I'm saying. I like when they bring homemade tortillas.
Oh, those flour tortillas are delicious. I get them on the side.
Yeah.
Well, I sent Johnny a picture of what I was eating while he was eating at Jose's, and he didn't get it for like 4 hours later.
That was funny.
I'm in bed asleep, and I get this ding. Oh, that looks like that would be good.
I was sitting there. We were all sitting there. Johnny's like, well, Paul texted me. Pictures of food. Then pretty soon he goes, well, Lisa texted me. We're like, yeah, that was at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
I tell you what, all y'all guys did a great job when it rained for a little bit and it had that, it started blowing in. Those tarps that y'all put up, that was a great idea. That was very smart.
Yeah,
Y'all did good on that.
I think that needs to be like one of the initial. I think that needs to be like a plan right off the bat. I think we need to, whenever we're in the committee, I think we need to say, all right, we're going to have tarps that we can go all the way down that side with, and make sure we got all the stuff to do it.
Yeah, if you do that,
you're saying just do it on Thursday.
Well, I mean, if the weather's nice, it's nice not to have it, because it leaves it open and everything. But if the weather is not good, it's good to have everything, because it doesn't take us but a minute to put it up.
Oh, no, it didn't take y'all long.
We spent, 15 minutes doing that, maybe?
Whose ladder was that? That's the coolest.
That was Jesse's ladder.
That thing is cool.
Yeah.
He's always prepared.
Yeah, Jesse brought so much stuff in that covered wagon of his that it was crazy. He had everything. Donna Gloria's in Tulsa has the best tortillas. Chris, check that out when you're working in East Tulsa.
Spanky.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Josh, are you flooding again because the rain's coming right through there.
I think Tony said he's getting more rain over there.
Yeah,
John.
he's already been flooded once.
Yeah. So yeah, Paul's getting rain. I saw the rain. It's kind of looped right around us right now.
We got a ½ inch today.
I don't know how much we got. We probably got over an inch, but and we got more coming. So
Yep.
Paul, to the southeast of you, did they get damage today? A bunch of damage?
I really don't know. I seen Wentworth is almost straight east of me, and they showed Highway 37, I think it is, that goes through Wentworth, Missouri, had all their power poles laid out in the road. But I really didn't see a lot of damage to buildings or trees along there. I don't know what happened there. And they was showing that on Channel 7. You probably get that. I don't know.
I do, but I don't watch. Don't watch it.
I don't watch it either. It was a post on Facebook I seen they put up.
Yeah.
But no, a few tree limbs here and there. The electric was out in Miami for a while, which sent my daughter-in-law home from work because they let school back out. But I really hadn't heard of a lot of other damage. A little bit of wind damage. One of the people that goes to my church lives over by Welch, and it exploded their kids' playhouse that was out in their backyard. And, you know, you're like, well, you would hope it would last a little bit, you know, till the last kid's about ready to graduate. And then it's fine if it blows it up. But anyway, what happened in the O show, Tina?
That's where that.
I seen some pictures of Crowder College. They had pieces of roofing trusses laying on the parking lot. That can't be good.
Mm-mm.
And then one of my friends that teaches at Grove, Oklahoma, which is straight south of me, about 45 minutes. They had pictures of vehicles that were damaged on their parking lot, and it must have been hail. All of them had window damage, like 17 or 18 cars had windows broke out of them.
I saw a clip of some hail, and it looked like it was about baseball size. Yeah. And man, that stuff was doing some damage when it was hitting.
A lot of them, you know, I always thought you get one that's that big, it's just going to be round like a baseball, but most of it's not. It'll be like a whole bunch of little pieces welded together, and it makes it jagged, and it really wrecks stuff when it hits it.
I was out west right after baseball size hail went through one of the trips through western Kansas one time, and it was weird to see. There was tons of smaller stuff, but the big ones that, you know, we stopped to grab one of them, and it was just like you say, it was like, it wasn't perfectly round and smooth or nothing like that. It was
real jagged. When the Pitcher tornado happened, my brother lived at Baxter Springs, Kansas, and they had a whole bunch of that bigger hail, and he had a pop-up camper, and it was down, and he said that he could see the pieces of hail hitting the pop-up camper and bouncing back up higher than the power lines.
Really?
Yeah, it was a fiberglass top. I think most of those are. And he took it up there to Columbus, get them to work on it. And they said, well, we could fix it. Sure. We'll just have to put new skin on it, but we can't do it for 6 months. We're that far behind now that this tornado come through and messed up everybody else's too. And he's like, well, we were going to use it this summer. They said, go ahead and use it. They said, fill them holes up with whatever you want. It won't hurt it. We're going to take it off and throw it away. And he filled those holes up with expanding foam insulation. And they took it to Colorado, and it never leaked. They got rained on, and the whole thing didn't leak. Kept the water off from them.
Wow!
I'm like, whatever works, you know.
I had no idea. I figured that stuff would be like a sponge.
Well, they got two different kinds of expanding foam. They have open cell and closed cell.
Yeah.
You get the open cell, it's more airtight but not waterproof. It's more like an insulation, but it's not a waterproofing. If you get the closed cell, it actually skims over and creates like a waterproofing as well as the insulation barrier. But you got to know the difference between the open cell and closed cell.
And I don't know which of those we were using, but when we were working on trying to keep our chicken houses in pretty good shape, but our chicken houses have foam insulation in the roof of them, 1.5 inches thick, and the mice would chew holes in it and stuff. And when we would repair that with that expanding foam insulation, they wouldn't never eat any of it. So it apparently is some kind of bitter to them mice, and they wouldn't eat it, wouldn't mess with it at all. But they'd eat that blue stuff all to pieces. So if you ever got a hole, you got a mouse coming in, stick a little of that foam in it and see if you'll stay out.
You know what else works good, Paul?
12 gauge. Just sit there and wait for
steel wool.
Yeah.
Put steel wool in there. They don't like chewing through that either.
That was just kind of an accident because we had several holes. We'd wait till we found several and make a mental note or a paper note of it, and then go back and fill them when we had enough to justify opening a can of the stuff, And then we got to noticing that they weren't eating through it where we had patched it with that stuff. And I was kind of surprised. I figured that they'd eat through it worse. It's just kind of a cheap fix stuff, but they did.
Josh, prayers out to y'all. And tomorrow, I guess, is the funeral for Josh's grandma, and prayers for y'all. Condolences to your family. I know you've been going through a lot lately, a whole lot, and just we're sending our best and our prayers for you, buddy. Love you.
Yep. Oh man. One thing we did notice, Johnny, was Jesse had worked so hard to put that screen up and didn't realize that the next morning it was going to be light outside.
Way too bright.
Way too bright. So that screen that he put up, we couldn't watch.
Right.
But when you looked around, everybody had their phone out and was watching Creekside Chronicles.
Yeah,
that was awesome to see.
I think it was probably better that way instead of watching it on that screen, because everybody was able to be in the chat and stuff like that. Whereas if they'd have been just watching that screen, they might not have been on their phone, because they were interacting. I was looking at the comments and stuff like that were on Creekside Chronicles. And a lot of it was the folks that were just sitting all around me, there.
Yeah.
And so, and we could hear him fine. That karaoke machine is awesome for getting, the volume out there for people to hear, as long as people will hold the mic to their mouth instead of, holding it down here like this, like Tony does. But anyway, or my wife, Christine. But anyway, yeah, it was good. And we, like I said, Rebecca watched it on 2 different devices.
There was a big delay on what the sound would have been coming through my phone as to what it was coming through for Jesse. So, of course, we wasn't listening. Nobody was listening to it on their phone. They was listening to Jesse putting it out there. And the only thing our phones was pretty much doing for us was the chat then.
Oh, I made sure that my volume was up just barely, because if your volume isn't up, then the view doesn't count.
You're out. What do you mean you're out? You ain't out. You're still here. You ain't out.
Yeah, and that's the way it is. You just click that volume up like one click.
One click. It's got to have.
And then it counts as a view, and everything.
Man, I looked down one time and there were 65 in there.
Right.
That had to have made
That was a good morning.
Yeah, it was.
So the bean factory is temporarily closed. I ain't got none of them.
I don't care.
I don't care.
So, but anyway, I got to jump off here, guys. I got some stuff to do, and I got to get up early.
Hang on a minute. I want to get it on video. You're going to jump?
Yeah, I am.
You probably still get by with that. I can't.
No, I can't jump, Paul.
Dad,
Paul, you're quite a bit younger than me.
Yeah, but I'm older than 5, but I still act 5.
Anyway, good night,
Thanks
everybody.
for coming up, Johnny.
Good night.
Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Good night.
So how long are we going, Amy? Like 3 or 4 more hours?
No.
I'm just saying that because you know who'd be saying that.
Yeah, I know.
But I
Trey.
don't know where he's at. He's
Yeah,
off
he
wander.
misses Trey, y'all. So we gotta tell Trey. Yeah, we gotta tell Trey that Paul is just.
You couldn't see
so
my
proud
lip.
of yourself without him.
You couldn't see my lip quivering when we were, 5 of us. But
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to go too, because I gotta go. Because I gotta go to fill out new hire paperwork at work tomorrow. Early.
Well, you better go get that done.
Somebody
So-
put Sarah put a comment in there so that they can share the link or Josh just wants to know if he can so that he can sub to the right channel.
If he clicks on your comment, then you know it's the right one.
Mhm.
there you go. And be sure and put it on my channel so I get the credit. Thank you very much. You're so good to me.
Hold on. I think that will make number 50 right there. Because we were on with who were we on with earlier? He goes live at 7. My brain just lost it.
And Dale around the hay bale.
But anyways, and we got up to 59 or 49 with that.
Nah,
Nice.
still 49, but guess who's number 50?
I'm out. It's old I'm out down here.
Dale.
He just now remembered.
But anyways, what I was gonna say before I leave, did any of you guys hear about the young man that passed away, drowned in Eufaula this weekend?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, it's been all over the news. There was a 20-year-old that drowned at Lake Eufaula Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure which day. I'd have to look. But he was actually our neighbor. He was our neighbor's ranch hand. He lived there. He's been over. He helped us with with Jimmy's father's goats and stuff. So thank you guys. So if you guys could keep his family and our neighbors in you guys' prayers, they're going through it. His family's not around here. So they're dealing with a lot. And it's
there you have
literally close to home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people, getting rescued in the
Well, what makes
it
hit so close for home for us is he was at our kids' events. Like, he came to the carnival and spent time roping with the kids. He was at Nevaeh's program last week when she did the Living Wax Museum and spent time with Nevaeh. Like, he wasn't just our neighbor, he was around. He hung out with us. So it's different.
Boating accident or don't know.
The article says witnesses saw he jumped out of the boat and immediately started struggling to stay above water. And that's all the article would say. And they found him. It was Saturday. They found him Sunday in 11 foot of water. So horrible. And it's just getting to be the time of year for everyone to be in the water. So,
Yes.
But
Well,
anyway,
scary.
on that sad note, I've got to get to bed so I can get up and be in Tulsa early.
All right.
I
Is
will
that
say
what this logo is Tulsa?
no.
Yeah.
That's that other bad T word.
On that off on
Whatever.
All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Good night.
See ya.
Night.
Good night, sir.
Night.
Bye. Well,
I'm out.
Glenn and Shannon Salty Life. Hello, hello.
Hey, listen, earlier when I said that Brian and I were in a group all our own, it was because we were the only two that had a comment up that weren't moderators. Not that I wanted to be a moderator.
Oh, well, you are now.
Now I'm not in Brian's group no more. I don't
So
care
did y'all
about-
get y'all's camper and stuff unloaded and everything, Dale?
Yep. Pulled home like a dream. Made me so mad. We got home and it was muddier than all get out. So my camper got mud all over it.
Oh.
the last few miles, I'm sure.
Yes. But the last 3 miles to the house.
How far is it from here to the end of that?
To the pavement?
Yes.
It's probably 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah, 3/4 of a mile. My
No
fresh,
crap.
clean car, when it's sunny outside and that dust is going, my car gets disgusting.
0, Xander. 0.
0.
Have you got the old camper sold yet?
Nope. I was probably a little bit too mean to the people that tried to
Oh yeah, right.
lowball me.
Yeah, right. Well, I got an idea, Dale. I've got a range and a ice maker that don't work, and I'll even throw in the 2-wheel dolly that goes with them. No deal, huh?
No.
Dang it. Like I need a camper. I need a camper about as bad as Amy does.
Amy does.
I do need a camper.
Amy's really happy to rent one and get it delivered to where she's going to live in it, aren't you? That sounded like that worked out pretty good.
Well, it's nice and all. It's nice and all, but those things can get pricey.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what size you get.
I don't know. That place that you were at, Paul, it looked pretty nice.
It was. It was really nice. And that was all because of Greg Duncan. And I want to tell you what, at one point, and I was studying this, I'm going to teach on it tomorrow evening. It's in Mark chapter 2. It was rumored that Jesus was in the house, and there was so many people in the house that they couldn't even eat. And now I got to tell you, if there's so many people in the house where I'm at that you can't even eat, somebody got to go. There's these 4 guys that brought this dude can't walk, and they was going to get him to Jesus, however, and they couldn't get to him for the crowd in the house, so they went up on top and tore a hole out and let him down in there. And Jesus said, "Your sins are forgiven you. Get up and walk." And that dude got up, picked up his bed, and walked out of there. Now, I want to tell you, he couldn't have got there except for the 4 friends. So sometimes it does make a difference who you know. It does make a difference who you hang out with.
It does.
Greg and Don are good people. He lined that up and asked me if I was interested in staying there with them to make it work. And I'm like, yes. Whatever we need to do. I'll sleep on a couch in the common area if I have to. It'll be all right. But Nita and I got the cook's quarters. I don't know that our beds were any better than anybody else's because at the campground is practically every bed's twin bed, and I'm not used to that. middle separation, if you know what I mean. So
You're supposed to scoot them together.
yeah, we did have them scooted together. There's still a middle separation. But with 2 twin beds, there is something going on there that these new bed companies advertise. Like, you can get in and out of your bed and it doesn't bother the person next to you. That's because it ain't hooked to their bed no way. And so anyway, and here's the funny part, and Greg will back me up on this. Greg and Donna and Robbie and Sonia, their water in their showers wouldn't get hot. But the cook's quarters,
the water got hot.
Turn it down a little bit. And
Hey,
they
that
knew,
was the one thing
they
that
knew
I
it, and I would have let them use my shower, but they never asked. Robbie said he got through it really fast.
I bet.
Yep.
That was the one thing I was pleasantly surprised about with our camper is that little water heater
does good
in the shower. It's just pretty nice. Like, in fact, I had to turn it down a little bit. It was pretty warm.
Ice cold. I would have loaned you my shower, but you never asked. There's even another door into my bathroom. Y'all could have used mine.
So are y'all going to Mid-America?
No, I won't make it. That kind of gets into my farming season.
I knew you weren't going, Dale.
If I can get her done, we'll either be mowing hay, baling hay, or spraying, or a combination of some of that and logging and fencing and all this. I
know some walnut logs that need to be harvested.
Yep.
I might have to
to
do that myself.
We had a good time at 10 Killer, and we're excited for next year. And so,
I'm telling you how excited I am about camping at a lake. My plan is to go somewhere this weekend.
Go fishing.
I got informed. I'm like, but there's a graduation. Like, my niece is graduating. I said, well, that sounds nice. I'll give her a card. I'm going camping.
It only happens once.
Yeah.
But you get the opportunity to go fishing on that weekend.
That's right. And where I'm planning on going, it's not far enough away I couldn't.
I bet Nana's off screen saying my name in dirty words.
No, she's actually. I'm going to have to go in there with a scoop shovel and move the sawdust away from her. She gone. She was wore out when we got here. In fact, both of us kind of wore out.
I'm certain Anita's sawing.
Oh, the transmission is not happy in Kelly's truck.
No, really? Darn it. Oh.
Nana's the one saying get out. Well, I got to tell you that noise that I make in here very seldom bothers Anita when she's asleep, but sometimes the noise she makes in there bothers me all the way in here.
Yeah, me too.
She crashed a little bit on the way home. She was trying really hard because I've given her such a hard time. Whenever we go somewhere, it's like, oh yeah, let's go there. And then Paul spends the whole time driving there. And we get there and they're all ready to go do something. And I'm like, can I just lay down somewhere? I'm tired, and they all slept all the way there. I drove all the way in from California in one hitch. I wouldn't recommend that, by the way. It takes 27 or 28 hours from where we were at. And we'd stopped several times, but they was all asleep, and they wasn't any of them awake for any of Kansas. I come across there, Kansas, all at night. I got home like 4 o'clock in the morning because we'd rented a car to take, and we was supposed to have it back in Joplin the next morning. And so I got out there, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta go. And there's nothing in sight, nowhere, not even a light. I'm out there on this Kansas highway, and I'm like, well, here's as good a spot as any. So I got out and took care of my business, and I get back in the car. I drove for 3 or 4 minutes before I ever seen another car.
Tim. Dana's asleep in the same room. He just turned the volume up.
I think I messed up. I thought I had told somebody or been told that Tim and Dana was from Georgia. They're not, are they?
They're from MISSI, crooked letter PP.
Are they?
Yep.
I thought she said Tuscaloosa.
Oh, I'm wrong.
I don't know.
No, they're from Mississippi. I asked them.
I was sure of that.
I remember her doing that. M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, bent letter, whatever it was, I. And how you say that? Mississippi.
But probably why you thought that was because they went to Georgia before they come there, because Tim's
they said when they were in the chat that they were going to be heading straight from Georgia straight to the meetup because he goes
to Georgia. So they did come from that far.
Yeah.
So they almost them and Janae would be tied for the farthest away.
That's a legal motion, 5-yard penalty right there, Dale.
I know.
You can't yawn on Amy's live. You'll make her tired, and then she'll quit before the 6 hours is up.
Oh no, I'm already tired. Like I'm ready for bed already. Like I've had it rough today.
Oh,
yeah, I've had it rough today.
She's from Georgia,
My
Lynn.
cheeks.
Or not Georgia, from Florida.
Tuscaloosa, which is that Tuscaloosa, Alabama? Because Tuscaloosa, Alabama, I have some ties to. A lot of my family spent some time there working for BF Goodrich after they closed in Miami.
Ooh, Sean, that's not sounding too good on Kelly's transmission. Not
and
good.
that is why I don't like automatics. There's 10 billion things going on in there, and you ain't got control over none of them. When you have a standard and you put the little sticky thingy in the little slot where the sticky thingy goes, it's metal on metal gears, and it does what it's told. It does what it's told.
I can change a clutch, but changing all them plates and all that stuff in an automatic gets way beyond me.
Right. Valve bodies and all solenoids and all kinds of. There's 50,000 moving parts, and you ain't in control of none of them. I don't like it at all.
Well, I've got some of them now, and I suppose I'll have to pay somebody else to work on them when they quit. But yeah, for years that's all I ever had was standard transmission because I could work on it myself.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been a lot of that I've completely quit doing. I can go haul some stuff in from a little ways away. I got a truck and trailer. It's really no problem, but I just don't have much of a use to do a lot of that.
Lauren, you should. Who was the furthest? Who traveled the furthest?
Janae.
In Florida.
Coming from the end of Florida.
She on the south side? She's down at the bottom?
That's what they was saying. Isn't that right, Dale? Janae come from all the way down at the end of Florida.
Way I understand it.
And she's not in here yet tonight. I haven't seen her in the chat.
So I went and got me a pickup out of the fridge. Straight from 10 Killer to my fridge.
That's a pickup.
Good night, sister.
Good night, Evelyn. Sure good to see you over the weekend.
Night, Evelyn.
We had a blast and stuff, didn't we, Amy?
Do what?
We had a blast
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
we had a blast and
I
stuff.
had the weirdest half of Dr. Pepper I ever drank in my life.
That's only because it was not half; it was more than half. I just took a sip out of it,
The
and then
dipstick,
someone.
the dipstick only showed half.
Someone decided to stick a stick in my drink.
Well, he was trying to check the levels.
All I can say is you may have learned a valuable lesson over
Not to leave my drinks around you.
When I walked by her and she had another Dr. Pepper, that thing went deep inside and she's all backing away. I'm like, what's the matter?
Well, Lynn, I understand Bill would be farther away, but he wasn't at the meetup.
Yeah.
Apparently, I do refunds on broken pins, but the refund timing is over. It's not like you got a 30-day warranty because I gave out every pin I had except for 2 that I put in a cup that Anita made for Mickey, and he didn't show. I sent him an email when we got home. I haven't got nothing back from him. Don't know what's up with Mickey.
Good night, Mama.
Mickey, way I understood it, there was lots of flooding and stuff going on where Mickey is at, and
yeah,
he didn't want to leave.
Well, if anybody's got any contact information for him, send it my way. I'd like to get to talk to him so I can get at least started sending him this cup. I don't care if he don't even know it's coming. If I had a mailing address, I just don't have one.
Doesn't he have one on his?
I looked on his about and it wasn't on there. Only thing that was on there is email.
What about on his videos? Does he have one on his videos? Because sometimes you can put stuff inside the videos that aren't on your about page. Oh yeah, ask Mama Lisa for addresses. She's good about having addresses. Her and Jesse.
Yep, I hadn't thought about that. I think if I had ho-hos to eat, I could just come up with an address out of thin air for him. After watching that.
Yeah.
You're more than able to send it to P.O. Box 124, Onion Down, Kansas.
Well,
7.
It doesn't say Paul Case on it. She stole his.
Well, now it's used.
She stole.
Oh my goodness, great!
Oh, that is cool.
That is cool. Yeah, I'll definitely take it.
He made all the stuff that I've got, so I thought, well, why don't we make him one that he's got?
Yeah,
that's
cool.
One of mine. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, now I'll never get it back in all that junk.
Oh, now there's spit in there.
Hey, shut up. Who asked you?
That's going to be a short. That's going to be a short right there. Paul spitting into.
There you go.
There you go.
Here you go.
You done went and did it.
Oh, that's extra. That's extra. Good night, Paul.
There you go.
He said, "Why don't you shut up?"
Hey, shut up.
Oh gosh.
I don't know if you know this, but this hat of Jimmy's, this thing's like soft as a newborn's cheek.
That's nice. So it feels great. It
It's
One of them
real
baby butt,
nice.
it's one of them baby butt hats.
baby butt
Yep,
hat.
it is.
Yeah. Well,
Speaking of babies, you know, I got to steal all kinds of babies at the meetup.
you did. It was on camera and everything.
Oh, William, he's all Mr. Serious.
Oh yeah.
It took
Good
a
night,
lot.
Tina.
It took a lot to get him to smile and giggle. Night, Tina.
Yeah. Everybody was passing around Amir.
Oh yeah, Amir was.
He's such a good baby. we need
He's super chill.
Yeah, he is.
He is. But like I was holding him, he was asleep. Then Nana and Nita and all them stole him from me, and then we made sure and got him back to Angie just in time for him to go get his diaper changed.
Uh-huh.
We don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
We counted it up, and this year, even with some people missing, we still had 25 people there from our group.
Woo! I knew there was a bunch.
Yeah, from our group.
Yeah, and we were
Mama Lynn
missing.
wrote it all down, even the kids and everything, and there was 25
Well,
of
half
us
of
there.
them are babies. My kids need to quit having kids.
Oh, we were missing Moses, the Mexican Viking.
Yep. He'll be there at Mid America, but he wasn't there for 10 Killer. He was out on the road.
He was working.
Yep, he was working.
Everything's about the one I can't be at.
Yeah, I know.
I'm hoping he has enough time ahead of time he can plan for Pinecone.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
What about Jans? You guys thinking about Jans at all?
I don't know if we'll be able to make that one.
The summer, the further into summer we get, the harder it is because that's when my heat and air picks up. Like
that's when you're busy.
Yeah,
I'm kind of the same way. That's when I get pretty busy.
I have, with Faith being further and further, closer and closer to when it's always when one of our children is close to popping. Because we didn't go last year to Jan's because Marissa was having William. Now, Faith is going to be really close, and that'd be rough on her, making trips and stuff.
And she's a sissy anyway.
Lauren says she has big news.
We already know you got pneumonia. That's not news. We already know.
Maybe she's pregnant. Maybe she's gonna have a baby.
Not me.
Well, congratulations, Joel.
Dana, he must have woke Dana up. That is right, Paul. I say that all the time. Preach, brother, preach.
Oh, yeah. I am 100% on board with that. If you could have your grandkids first, you would. Yes, I would.
That's right.
She got picked up by a Resident News Network to be a contributing feature writer.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
I write every day. And it's usually my lunch for the day before and what time I left for the day before.
Good night, Dan. Good night, Dan.
Night, Dan.
That's about it. All I got to do.
That's cool.
You gonna show Dale what I gave you a while ago when I brought you?
Oh. Business cards. Business cards from the company he works for.
That's cool.
So
yeah.
With his name and everything.
They're trying to keep me around.
Yeah. I'll have to send you a reel that I sent out. Maybe did I send that to you this morning, Amy?
The one where the husband was talking about the wives.
No.
No.
I'll send this one to Chris.
I do, Brother Troy. That would be so awesome to go to. That's in August, I believe, is what I read online. I would love to go to the Dirty Dancing Weekend retreat. I would. Chris, you need some our laser engraved business cards. This was the company that did it.
Lauren, I'll tell you what. In a couple of months, I'm going to take my contractor test because I found out today from the CIB guy because I asked him. And if I take my journeyman in the next, week or two, if I go back and within a certain allotted period of time, I can step it up to the contractor test and I don't have to take the journeyman all over again. I just have to take the second half of it because the contractor test is just the journeyman and then a bunch of legal business owner kind of legalese crap that they added onto it. So if you take the journeyman and if you don't wait too long, you can take the little legal part of it and instantly jump to your contractor without having to take the journeyman test all over. If you wait too long, then when you go take your contractor, you got to take the whole thing.
Yeah.
But if you don't wait too long, which I got to find out exactly how long that, allotted time frame is. But yeah, I need to go take
Tony.
I got to take my journeyman. But when I take my contractor, I plan on doing stuff like on my own.
Night, Alexander.
So.
Good night, Alexander. Good night.
Well,
Tony.
that's kind of, she's out again. He turned up the TV loud enough to wake her up. Now she's out again. She gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on the state. Yep. Well,
yeah.
I got to take some Tylenol again. So.
I don't know about you. My back is just, by the time I got home Sunday, my neck was so bad I had to turn like this to look to see if somebody was coming. I couldn't turn my head. My back is not doing well.
Well, we got home on Sunday, and by that night, I was my stomach started hurting, and I felt like I was gonna puke. My head started hurting. I was hurting.
Not good.
My body started hurting. And then this morning was the first time after everything that I felt feverish. And then I haven't coughed. At all.
Good.
But I can feel like pressure in my chest. So
actually, Lori, the camper bed is better than my bed at home. I'm gonna be really honest. It's more of the doing some stuff I don't normally do. The stooping up and down and all around and riding in the I used to be a big rider in a vehicle, but now I've kind of got to the point that I need to make more stops more often. I can't sit in that fixed position for that long.
Yeah, we try, like if we're going on a trip to like Texas, I have to stop because my knees will start swelling. It's hard for me to walk if I don't stop.
Yeah, Tim said there are 5 minimum stops, 10 hours to get home.
Wow. Well,
1 5-minute stop is all they took. Whoa. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get out of the car, Tim. I bet you were glad to see the house.
Yeah.
And my seat's good, man. I'm even worse if I ride like when dad wants to go somewhere and wants to take his Toyota. Oh man, like I have to make up excuses to make him stop because that seat and me do not get along.
Tomorrow we're not having in the kitchen with Amy and Lauren. I think we're gonna rest because we're both just we're just not feeling great at all. So yeah, we're gonna
I've
give
been
it a
there,
rest.
Paul. Sat longer than any of the rest of the family without falling asleep. Yeah.
Yep.
At one point, I said, "Let's go live." That was not a good plan. Dale had a dumb plan because that was going to get in the way of catching up on all the rest that someone missed out on. But well, I'll get off of here so you can close this out then.
Thank you for coming up, Dale.
Yeah.
It was nice
It was
spending
so
some
good to
time
see
with
you
you and
guys.
Nana. Yep.
This weekend, got to hug everybody. And by the way, I don't want to put out there no more that Dale doesn't hug because Dale initiated every hug.
Yes,
this
he
weekend.
did. Yep. Yes, he did. Well, you have a good night, Dale. I'm about to.
Oh, you too. All right.
Yeah,
We'll talk
I'm
later.
about to end it. Bye. Well, y'all, we're gonna get off of here, and like I said, we do not have a live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with in the kitchen with Amy
What
and
am I
Lauren.
going to do at 9 o'clock tomorrow then?
You're gonna work. You're gonna work. That's what you're gonna do
I'll
instead of
say it
being.
again.
But I will. I still plan on doing my What's Up Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming in. I know I said I wasn't going to stay very long, and look at me,
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, and I'm sitting here. Okay, I'm gonna go take some Tylenol. Yeah. So good night, everyone. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.